Time for the Weird and Wacky segment.
Abominable snowman.
He's not an axe murderer.
One of the TAs turned out to be a bot.
First up in Weird and Wacky, family shows AI video of slain victim as an impact statement, possibly illegal. First, this is definitely weird and wacky. So they took the victim of a murder who is no longer with us.
Yeah.
And basically created an AI avatar of that person.
Yep.
Speaking and exclaiming what the impact was of their murder.
Yeah.
Which
did you watch it?
I did not watch it because that seems kind of creepy to me.
I did. I watched it. I watched the video. So a couple quick thoughts. First off, the AI dubbing was terrible. The dude had a big, long beard, bushy beard, and the guy's mouth would move, but the beard was static. So that was weird, didn't work really well. I'll say this. It was well done. So the guy was speaking and then it cut to him having a conversation with a real video of him having a conversation with somebody about his faith. And that was very defining to him. And then it cut back to him and he even said to the murderer, something to the effect of, I'm sorry that this, I regret this happened. If we'd met under other circumstances, maybe we even could have been friends or something. So it was to some degree conciliatory, to the murder, which I thought was very kind of the person that put it together. And then encouraged his family to carry on. It kind of had an uplifting sort of message to it. I think if it had gone the other way, where it was you dirty rotten scoundrel, you killed me. I feel like that would have been very ominous and disconcerting. It was not that at all. So it's weird, but it was kind of uplifting, I think, in the end. So yeah,
it's interesting, but it's really somebody else's words.
Oh, for sure.
Coming out of you. So I don't know if it's legitimate really.
They started the video saying, hey, I'm this is an AI avatar recreated by this for this purpose. It was very clear about what this is.
Right.
But even so, a little weird. Yeah. So, it is what it is. I think I got the implication from the video that the victim had been portrayed in a certain way in the courtroom and they were trying to combat that a little bit. And so I think that was a part of it as well. So, anyway, interesting, crazy, wild. It'll be fascinating to see if we see more of this. So,
yeah, exactly.
All right. Speaking of crazy, Max was an all-time bad rebrand. Yes, Max, that streaming service that you all used to know as HBO Max. But they dropped the HBO, HBO being that brand that was established over a 20-year period and had more brand authority in TV than almost anything else. Why keep HBO as the brand? Let's just keep Max as the brand. That makes a lot of sense. And that's what they did. And now they're going back to HBO Max because they realized that they were dumb.
Yeah. And actually it's more than 20 years because I remember HBO from the 1900s.
Yeah.
And so it's been around for quite some time now at this point. So yeah, it's interesting that an organization like this would be we were wrong to drop the HBO part of it. So they're going back to HBO Max, which I think everybody, and what's interesting in the article, they said their name internally was Max for HBO Max, but they were all working at HBO and Warner Brothers. Yeah. So just because that's your internal lingo doesn't mean that makes sense to the rest of us. The rest of us know it as HBO Max.
Here's a good marketing tip for anyone. Internal lingo should never be external. Ever.
Yes, exactly.
Just as a tip. So,
and I will say they had good humor about it. They had a post on social media of clips of people like Conan O'Brien talking about it and being HBO Max, I don't understand. And, they were really poking fun at themselves, which I appreciated them understanding that that was a bad rebrand. So
terrible rebrand.
But you know what? That rebrand is going to last a lot less time now because the universe is not going to last as long as we thought it was. So the universe is expected to decay in 10 to the 78th years. Yeah. So 10 to the 78th power years, much sooner than previously thought.
Yeah.
This has me worried.
It was 10 to the 1,000th power before, 1001 or something like that before, I think. So this, it basically cut down the length of the universe by a third. I'm very concerned about. Now, what I want to know is, what do they mean by decay? Like, what is that? Like, did the universe start with the bang and then it just goes out in a whimper? It just kind of like somehow like fizzles, like a fire ember going on. Is that what happens? Like, what is decay? What does that even mean?
Well, I mean, there's the whole theory of entropy, right? Like, so things lose energy over time.
Yeah.
And so it's the heat death of the universe. So over time, the universe loses all of its energy, and then there's nothing left.
But that feels so anticlimactic to me. Like I'd rather it go out in like some kind of like flaming passion or like some kind of big bang or something. It just
that's at the beginning. The Big Bang is at the beginning. You don't get the Big Bang at the end.
It just feels like there should be something to bookend the ends of the universe.
This is a funny thing, right? Because look, humans have only been around for a few thousand years.
Oh man, a blip
right?
on the
How long do you? This is getting philosophical now. How long do you think the human race is going to exist? Moving forward?
That's a really interesting question. I mean,
5,000 years, 10,000 years.
I think probably 10,000 is probably my best guess. I think at some point we wipe ourselves out. It's just a question of when, right? So I mean, it's somewhere between 10,000 and 100,000. I can't see us getting past 100,000. Seems very unlikely to me. So
that's pretty far out, right? Yeah, unless something dramatic happens.
Yeah. I mean, but I think at some point, either we get wiped out like the dinosaurs accidentally, or we press the wrong button on the console and wipe ourselves out because, rockets start launching.
Or an alien finds us.
Yeah, I mean, some other kind of mass extinction event. Yeah, I think it's pretty likely to happen sometime in the next 10,000 years. So, I mean, reasonably speaking. So,
Yeah.
And I mean, if you look at that, like the whole human civilization compared to the span of the universe, like, it'll be like we weren't even here. I mean, like literally like 1% of the time, maybe like we didn't even exist. So
I think a fraction of 1%.
For sure. Yeah. For 1% is generous. And if you were already feeling depressed today, I apologize for this particular diet. But at the same time, it does remind you, like, listen, it's short. Like get out there, live it, enjoy your life. Like this is where you're at. Like enjoy it. So along those lines, I will say this too. I read. I don't know if you've read our friend Jeff's recent book. He had a recent book. I think it was like Dream Small, and one of the best things I took away from that book is the concept of do not try to leave a legacy, because the reality is that even if you like anybody that leaves a legacy, like and whatever that is, like they've got a name. Like, your name is Andrew Carnegie, and that's the legacy of Carnegie. But like nobody even knows. They know the myth of that person. They don't know it's not real, right? And even that will be gone with it. The name Carnegie it'll be a distant historical footnote that no one will know about in the next, 200 years. Right. And so the reality is that there is no legacy. You're never going to have a legacy. So the best you can do is enjoy the time you have and make sure that you improve the lives of the people around you to enjoy the time. Like that's the best you can do. And that's kind of freeing if you think about it. Like it's a very like free feeling. Like, let me enjoy this and make sure my people enjoy this and do better. And we're good. And I don't need to be remembered because you won't be. So there you go.
Exactly.
Anyway, sorry. That was we got real philosophical there on Tech Talk, y'all, but it is what it is.
Philosophical, y'all.
Yeah, philosophical, y'all. All right, last up, because, we got to talk about something else, and then Tech Rex. NASA keeps ancient Voyager 1 spacecraft alive with Hail Mary thruster fix. I love things that are called Hail Marys in space. Like, that's the best. Yep. Project Hail Mary was by such a great fiction book, by the way. But tell me what, you added this last minute. I haven't even read it. What's this about?
Yeah, so the Voyager 1 had been shifted to a backup booster to keep it oriented. So here's the thing with Voyager 1. It's been 50 years. So it was launched in the 1900s. It's been 50 years since it's gone out. 47 years, I think it is.
Right.
And so it's oriented towards a certain star, a tracking star, so that it keeps a dish pointed towards Earth so that we can send signals to it. We don't hear from it. The round trip delay is almost a day. It's like 23 hours because it's 15 billion miles away from us. There is only one satellite dish on Earth that's in Australia that's 230 feet wide that is powerful enough to send signals to this satellite because it's so far away. So they had moved to this backup booster thing. 20 years ago, the primary boosters the heaters were thought to have been failing and failed.
Yeah.
And so they could no longer use those. Well, now the backup boosters, the fuel lines were starting to build up kind of residue, and they were going to fail at some point. So eventually it was going to fail, and it was not going to be able to maintain orientation, and we were going to lose contact with this.
Right.
They thought, hey, maybe let's try those primary boosters, because maybe it was a circuit glitch and not actually a failure of the heaters. But if they tried this and they were wrong, they could have caused an explosion on the satellite and definitely caused it to die. Yeah. So their options were try this, maybe get it to work, but maybe also die, or don't do anything and definitely die.
Yeah.
So they chose the former instead of the latter.
Yeah.
And they were right. And so they fixed it, and they've now used the primary boosters, and it's all good. So who knows how much longer this satellite is going to keep going.
My question is, boosters require fuel of some propellant of some type.
Right.
How much do they have? How much, you can only have so much stored.
I don't know.
You only have the propellant you have. It's not like there's more accumulating. So at some point you got to run out of propellant, but when?
Yeah, I don't know. I think because it is so far out, it's outside of our solar system. There is no gravity really that's affecting it. So the amount that they have to use is so minuscule.
So minimal. Yeah. Interesting.
That I think it'll last a long time in theory.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Okay. Pretty neat.
Cool.